Hello, lovelies. Welcome to Horror 421, the podcast, with your host, your friendly small-town horror author, Charles Campbell. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the frights in this week's episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Horror 421, the podcast. I'm your host, small-town horror author Charles Campbell, and today I have a returning guest. We haven't talked to her in a little while. Had her on when we were talking about The Barn 2, but she's done a lot since The Barn 2. Welcome back to the show, Alyss Winkler. Hello, it's good to see you again.
Good to be back.
Yeah,
It's good to be here.
I'm glad to have you. I've reached out to several of the Bandit motion picture folks, and you jumped right on it. Brian said he would do it at some point, but I guess they've just been super busy. So I do appreciate you coming on.
So they've been selling their house and moving, I believe.
Oh
So
yeah,
they're really
I saw
busy
that.
right now.
Super busy. Well,
And
I
their
brought
house
you.
is on Zillow Gone Wild.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a crazy. I mean, it's crazy good looking. So don't get me wrong. It's an awesome house. So I don't know what the address is or how you can look it up, but it's got some. It has a great motif. I'll put it that way. But anyway, I brought you on today. We're going to talk about a movie that I'm particularly proud for you guys about because it's such a good movie, and you did a great job, and you didn't say a single fucking word in the whole movie. But I brought you here to talk about Gush and a few other things. Like I said, she's worked on many, many, many films and projects, and we're going to get into some of those as well. But the primary focus today is to talk about this wonderful movie. And before we get started, Alyss, if you could refresh my audience's memory, some may have not seen you on this podcast before. If you could give us a little background about yourself and kind of get us up to speed about what you've been working on over the last 2 years.
I'm Alyss Winkler. I've been an independent actor for, I think we're going on almost 10 years now. Actually,
Wow.
maybe a little over, because I did some minor roles that didn't really go anywhere before I started doing the major stuff that people know me from, such as Plank Face, Space Babes from Outer Space, The Barn Part 2. I've done quite a bit of work with Bandit Motion Pictures. I've been branching out a lot more in these last few years, working with other film companies. I just did a movie that had its premiere earlier this week, Fatal Desires, with Gator Blade Studios, John Donahue.
I have on my notes to
So
talk
much
about
fun.
that. Yeah, I have it here to talk about
Yeah,
it. I've seen a lot of Instagram traffic on that, so I may need to check that out pretty soon. And when
it's
we get it,
really good.
yeah. Well, when we get into it, I was gonna
Yes.
like see if there's a place we can order that movie or where we can get it and all that. Oh, nice. Yeah, I love that cover. That is awesome.
It's great.
So we talked about the Barn 2 a couple of years ago, and I thought you were fabulous in
Mhm.
that. That's really kind of the first time I saw
Yeah.
you. And you had such a great, memorable death scene in that movie. So, guys, if you haven't seen The Barn 2, go
I
check it out.
The special effects for that. It was so
Yeah,
much fun.
it was pretty fucking awesome for sure. But we're going to talk about Gush first, and we'll go back and hit some of the other stuff. Tell me how you got involved with this. I know that you've worked with Ellie and Brian and Scott quite a bit over the years. Tell me how this came to be and how they approached you with this role, because you did a super job in this. And again, people, she doesn't speak one single word in this movie. But tell us how you got involved with Gush.
So, Bandit Motion Pictures had taken a short hiatus from filming, and Gush is their return back to the scene, and everybody was dying to get them back because when they team up, the movies are always so magical and ethereal, and they just like really get you to sink your teeth into them. With Gush, I was originally not casted. They had a new actress they were going to work with, but unfortunately, some stuff didn't work out.
It
And so
worked for
they hit
you.
me up and they were like, hey, they hit me up. They're like, hey, so we're doing this. Would you maybe have the time to do it? And like, yeah, let's go.
Uh,
So I
well, I
drove
love the
down there and got to
story.
work with my friends again.
Geez, it was such a good story. And Ellie's character being a writer, and I'm a small town horror author, it kind of hit home. And when I saw I don't want to give too many spoilers away because you guys got to watch it. And it actually premieres, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it premieres on digital on October 1st, I think. Yeah, tomorrow. So this podcast will air on Friday, which will be what, the third. But
So
anyway, when
October 1st, uh, it will be available on digital and streaming, but you right now can currently go to banditmotionpictures.com and you can order a physical copy there. Now it will not be the backer copy. The backers got their own exclusive perks, but they do have a physical copy you can get.
yeah, I was a backer, so I got this nice one with the it's numbered even. I got 134 out
Yeah.
of 250, so that was pretty cool. But the story in this thing was
Heck yeah.
amazing. What seeing her go to this house and sit there, and there's an old fashioned manual typewriter, which is what I started on because I'm an old guy. I'm 56, so that's actually what I learned to type on. What she was typing on, so that was pretty cool to see. And then your involvement in how you came into the scene and came into the picture. What challenges were there for you in playing a role like that, where your character doesn't say anything, but you have to convey so much emotion and you kind of get your point across without saying anything? I find that extremely difficult. How was that for you?
For me, the difficult part was not doing too much. So their vision they had for the Muse, my character, was she's this ethereal like being that you don't know if she's real or if she's sorry. You can't be on camera. Go that way. You don't realize if she's real or if she's kind of just in Ellie's head. And the problem we had was I was doing too much. I was moving too much. I was being more spooky and not so standoffish at times. And so there were a few moments where we had to kind of reel me back in. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep my cat off
Oh,
my
you're
laptop.
fine.
She's
I've got a sleeping
determined.
beagle. Yeah, I've got a sleeping beagle over here, and I've got a big cat roaming around here somewhere.
Get off the camera.
They
So
love to do that
sorry.
kind of stuff. Well, mine sat on my
Mm-hmm.
forehead this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. My cat. So I had a cat and a dog in bed with me this morning, so that was awesome. So, so what did you think when you first got the script to play the Muse? It seems like a departure from the other roles that you've been in, and I haven't seen all of your work, but I've seen a good sample size of it. So, tell me about the
I
contrast
found her
between that.
similar.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
found her similar to Bunny Girl from Plank Phase because that's
Ah,
another character where I don't have a lot of dialogue. Now, Bunny Girl does have a little bit, but most of her was in her body movements because she wears that mask almost through the whole film until later on when it's broken. With the Muse, there is no mask. I am trying to convey emotion and feelings and thoughts entirely with just my eyes and my movements. You want to see her feel, you want to know what's kind of going through her head, and without being vocal, because I think the only sounds I really make are the sensual noises,
hmm,
and then at one point I scream.
yep.
And that's it. That's the only, like, audio you really get from her. So everything else is just whatever's happening in that moment, you have to convey how the muse is reacting to that moment to really get an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, and I picked up on the little things. I've seen it like 4 times now. I watched it again last night, just to prep for our talk. And some of your body movements and the way you look and the way you cut your eyes at some points, it, the more you watch it, the more you catch that stuff. So, I think you did a fantastic job. And there's a scene which I don't want to. It's not a big major scene, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it. But there's another character who kind of sees you, but he doesn't know if he really sees you. If that makes sense when he's standing at the front door. Yeah.
I know what scene you're talking about.
uh,
Um, yeah, it's you don't know if she's this being that's kind of haunting in that moment, but it's one of the first real signs that you get that she might actually be there.
right, right. And there's so much spoiler stuff I want to talk about, but I'm not. I'm not going to do it. But
It's hard
it
not
is.
to.
It is because I want to talk to you and say, oh, well, how did you do this? Where was your mindset here? Um, but I will say that your character had supernatural abilities. I will say that. And how did it feel playing someone that had that kind of power? because your character did have a really powerful power. In I don't want to spoil what it was, but I was like, wow, she really did that. How was it playing something like that that could do what you did? I'm being so fucking vague, but hey.
I know we're trying to avoid the spoilers. For me, I really enjoy that kind of role. It's a big deal for me. I want to do more monster, ethereal creature roles. And being able to kind of slide into it with the muse just feels right. Um, it gives me this whole new body to kind of slip into because
Yeah,
you're not just like a sorority girl or
right.
playing just the antagonist or the protagonist. It's you are the creature. And there's just such a sense of strength that comes with being able to portray having just any kind of abilities or powers on a screen.
Well, I want to take a minute to talk about your co-star Ellie. I've seen her in quite a few things. I've probably seen her in about the same number of films I've seen you
She's
in.
amazing.
She is amazing, but I want to get your take on Ellie and her performance. I thought she knocked it out of the park. Out of everything I've seen, and I haven't seen all of her work, but out of everything I've seen, that's her best stuff, I think. But you tell me your opinion, and even let's go back. Tell me how you got together with Ellie, how you met Ellie, and what she means to you, and you know your thought process when you guys come together and do a project.
So I met Ellie through some mutual friends and then getting to work in Bandit Motion Pictures work. And we've just kind of built a friendship from there. She is a powerhouse actress. She's definitely someone to strive to want to be like in the industry. She's funny. She's very charismatic. She's extremely intelligent and outgoing. And then when you see her like off screen, she's just this really cool person you want to be friends with. And when you see her become the character, you are just like jaw drops, staring in awe because she can make that character from the script just come to life with such a brilliant like power. During this will be a small spoiler during the opening scenes during the incident.
Mhm.
I had the privilege to be there on set for that and got to watch her do that performance over and over. And I had goosebumps and chills. And it was just such a beautifully haunting experience to see her make that tragic moment come to life.
And without giving spoilers about the incident, I am going to give my viewers a hint, and it is not this movie, it is not this graphic, it is not what I'm about to point to. But the beginning of that movie reminds you a lot of that movie, and that movie's called Inside. It's a French horror film from 2008, and that opening sequence. And if you have never seen it, Alice, you need to check it out. It is super
Sounds
intense. It is super intense. It is not for the weak of heart. But that opening scene, when I saw Ellie, it reminded me of the opening scene of that film. I was like, wow, she really is powerful, and she was great. I mean, she's been great in everything I've seen her in, and you have too. Anywhere from Space Babes to Plank Face. I mean, her comedic timing is there. Yeah, it's there, and I think you guys work well together for sure. Um, and I would, at some point, I want to have her and Brian Scott and Jason on the podcast. How is it working with Jason? That cat seems like a cool guy to work with, and
We have great chemistry on set, and I'm friends with Jason off a set as well. He actually lives close to me.
nice.
If I
Well,
remember
drag his
correctly, he's
ass over
currently
here
on
so
a
we can
set
talk
right
to him.
now.
Just kidding.
Well, he's currently on a
I'm
set right
I'm
now.
messing with you.
But no, I love working with Jason. He's another one who just really brings a character to life, but he is more of a method actor.
Hmm.
So he is the character when the camera's rolling, and it's wild. I actually have a movie premiere coming out this weekend that I had the privilege of working with Jason on that as well.
Oh, really? What movie premiere is that?
He's coming to get you.
He's coming to get you. Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
Uh,
Now,
I
oh, go ahead.
play the love interest of a guy who, through voodoo, is trying to get his girlfriend rescued from the bad guys after he got killed by the bad guys. So he's
Ah,
coming to get you. My co-star
nice.
Scott Baker, Jason Crow's in it. It's from the lovely group that brought you Soccer Moms from Hell. It's so much fun. I'm so excited to see it. I chose not to view the movie before the premiere just because I like having the experience of getting to watch it for the first time with the rest of the audience.
Oh, that's awesome. I would love to know that feeling. I'm not an actor. I can't act. I write. That's what I do. But I would love to know that feeling. I bet that is cool as shit to sit with an audience watching your
So
movie.
much fun.
I want to go back in time, and I ramble on these podcasts and I jump around, but it's okay. You know, people want to listen. If they want to listen, they can. If not, please listen anyway. But I want to go back in time and talk about Space Babes just a little bit. This was out of print for a while, and a
Yes.
couple months back, I saw where it was back up on the website, and I heard you talk about it on our last podcast, and I watched it on Tubi or something, and then they stuck it out on eBay for some ridiculous fucking price, like $100 to get a copy of this.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
don't.
It
I'll
was a
just wait.
fan that put it on the eBay. It wasn't Bandit
Oh
Motion
no, 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 yeah, no,
themselves.
no, yeah. It
Yeah.
was some random seller.
It's like
Uh,
200 something dollars, I think, on there. They had
yeah.
a backer copy.
Oh, really? Is that what it was? Well, these
It's
became
something like
available
that.
again. I want to talk about this for a few minutes. I talked about the comedic timing. All you guys were funny in this, and it's not. I mean, it's a funny movie. And it has boobs and all that stuff in it, but it's more than that. It really is. I think Ellie and the main character. I forget the gentleman's name in the movie. Charlie. That's my name. Duh.
Yes.
Yeah, they had great chemistry together, but all you guys had great chemistry together. So talk about Space Babes for a few minutes, how it came together. You can go get this at banditmotionpictures.com right now, and I think it's at a discount briefly. But anyway, I'll be quiet.
Space Beast from Outer Space. Again, it was brought up to me. They were like, hey, we want to make this comedy. Would you be interested? And I was like, absolutely. So they presented me with the script, and I went over it and went, oh, this is fucking hilarious. I'm 100% in. We shot that movie at the club that I used to work at during that time. So I would go with them in while the club was closed, film the movie, would go to work for a little bit, and then would start the next day over. And we had a lot of fun making it. I think my favorite line from the whole movie is one of my merch stickers I sell, and it's I can't go back to that place. It smells like cotton candy and shame. And it was a running joke in the club that
Nice.
everything smelled like cotton candy. And so it just made it funnier that I had that line in the movie. And I
Wow.
kept a lot of the props from my character for a long time.
Oh, geez. You should have kept them. Those are that would be awesome
Well, I
memorabilia to have
auctioned
around.
them off.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
But
there's some fans that have them. A few fans of mine actually still own some of my props and occasionally send me updates on how they're doing. Like they put little shadow boxes with them.
well, I didn't like study everything you've done on the IMDb site or I whatever. Is that right initials IMDb or something like
Yeah.
that? Um, but was Space Babes was that one of your first feature films or had you
So
done a few before that?
I had done a few other movies under a different name.
Okay.
They're not streaming, you can't find them. I own physical copies, and
Hmm.
those who were around when those movies happened own physical copies, but you can't find them anymore. So my technical first time having the general public see me would have been for Plankface and then for Space Babes. And that would be Plankface, I think, was 2016, Space Babes would be 2017.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I watched Plank Face. I don't have that DVD or Blu-ray yet. I'm gonna have to, I got to space out my orders. I did
It's on the
ordered a
site.
Yeah, I ordered like four movies in a row from Bandit Motion Pictures, so I had to chill for a minute. But I did pick up Badman, which I don't think you're in this one,
It's a
but
good one.
yeah, that
I
is a really good
am.
one. Are you in this one?
I'm
Wait a
in it.
minute.
Yep, I play the mantis.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad I brought it up. Yeah, Alice is also in
Yep,
Badman. Nice.
I'm the mantis.
That's right. How did I forget that?
I
Yeah, I
wear a
watched.
mask again for the
Yeah,
majority. You only
yep,
see my mask come off right before my death.
that's right. Yep, and I watched this the day I got it. I popped it in the PlayStation and watched this thing. I thought it was great, and the guy who played the bad man, he was scary as shit.
Yes.
And I thought,
Arthur just has this terrifying presence as art as the clown. It's just he was so intimidating in that role, but he's such a sweet person when he's not that character.
Well, let's keep him as the sweet person because that guy scared the crap out of me. Um, I want to talk about you a little bit. Some of your
Okay.
influences coming up in horror. I think we may have touched on this back when we talked about the barn too. But coming up and wanting to, get into horror and become an actor, what were some of the things that drew you to the genre? And what did you like as a kid growing up? Were you a horror girl?
So my mother actually was a horror girl, and she's a big influence in my life on why I love horror so much. I grew up with it in my house. So I
Hmm.
had VHS tapes of all kinds of classic monsters and horror stories. And then my mother's a big supporter of independent films, so she had some independent horrors. When I got older, we'd go to Redbox, and if there was an independent horror in there, my mom would rent it and bring it home, and we'd get to watch it. So
Nice.
I went to my first horror convention, which was A Days of the Dead, with my mother. And we went there, had a good time. We went across all the different booths. I met a film company. I believe they were called Issue 21 Productions at the time. And I talked with one of their actors, and he asked me if I was ever interested in doing something like that. I was like, of course. I did theater in high school and musicals. So it was definitely something up my alley. And he goes, well, we need some background actors. Would you want to come on this time and date? I said, I'll be there. So I had a friend take me, so I had a buddy, and I go to it, and while I'm there, I'm doing the role. I'm just in the background, and a character they had that had or I'm sorry, they had lines. They did not show up. I had no lines throughout the whole movie. So they came up, they're like, "Hey, do you think you can memorize these few things, kind of ad lib the rest?" And of course, I was 100% down. I did that, and I did such a good job. They wrote in a few more lines for me in the film. They added
Nice.
to the script, and I got to stay, which was really, really cool. And if I remember correctly, that movie was called Sins of the Father, which I own a copy.
Is that one of those you can't find on streaming?
It's one of those you can't
Uh,
find. I would be willing, like, if any fans or friends would want to get together sometime, I would play some of these movies for them
A
in
private
like a
screening.
private
I got you.
screening, but I'm probably not gonna sell these movies because it was like the first time I ever acted.
I wouldn't sell them either. That's pretty rad. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, we started a
Yeah.
podcast and we talked a little bit about your latest project. Now, I kind of want to get into that a little bit so you can promote that some in a little more detail. Tell me about Fatal Desires. What is it about, and when can fans potentially stream or pick up a physical copy of it?
Fatal Desires just had its world premiere. You can actually stop and visit them over at Cinema Wasteland, which I believe is this weekend as well. I think October 4th, they are having a screening of Fatal Desires.
Huh?
So, this movie is about a young couple who the husband is not, he's cheating on her the entire
Okay.
time. And to help save their marriage, the wife, she gets a therapist, and the therapist is actually not a good person. She is there trying to seduce the husband, trying to get in between them, and it kind of just snowballs from there. It's very sensual. It's not too violent, but there's some murders happening in the behind the scenes that you don't know who did it. It could have been any of the characters. I play the wife, so it's a
You
little
play
more of
the
a
cheated
serious
on?
role for me.
Okay, so you play the
I
person
play
that
the
was
one
cheated
getting
on?
cheated on.
Ah, that sucks.
She's very naive. She just wants to make her marriage work and make things okay again.
Well, we're definitely going to look out for that. So it'll be you can catch it at Cinema Wasteland. Is that right? This weekend,
Yep.
and I have some friends that participate in that. Is that in Ohio?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
And honestly, the exact same day that Cinema Wasteland is showing Fatal Desires, I will be in Delaware, Ohio at the world premiere for He's Coming to Get You.
nice, nice.
So,
I'm excited to see some of these films. Uh, October 1st, Gush, pick that up on digital. Go to the website, banditmotionpictures.com. As Alice stated, you're not going to get this copy. It's gone. But there is a
yep.
Blu ray copy of Gush out there that you can pick up. Um, So you talked about that. You talked about, you're going to be at a premiere. What can we look forward to down the pipeline from you? What do you have on the horizon? You seem to be super busy. I see you're busy on Instagram. I see you got all kinds of shit going on. Uh, so what can we look forward to? We kind of talked about what you're doing now and what's in the immediate future, but what can we see coming from you later down the line?
So I'm actually filming a movie next month. I'm doing Donald Farmer's Scream Queen Weenie Roast. So we will start filming that one. It's a bunch of Scream Queens having a competition among themselves of who can collect the most weenies, and you can kind of guess where it's going from there. It's going to be a gore fest extravaganza, and I'm ecstatic about it.
Oh wow, that's pretty fucking awesome. Jeez.
So we're doing that, and then I've got 3 active campaigns right now for Indiegogo attached to my all my links on my social media. But I've got Barbara, which is a zombie horror by Matt Cloud. I play one of the ghouls for it. I have Hobo Cop that we just filmed when I was filming Fatal Desire. So that one's already completed. They just have the Indiegogo live for it now, so you can reserve your copy. I just have a small cameo in it, and it's hilarious. And then I have Sexy Sorority Sisters of Death. Now, that one is an all or nothing campaign by Matt Anderson. So for that one, I play a sorority girl named Carla, and there's a lot of kind of satanic vibes going to this film, and my character is kind of a hero, but she's kind of someone who knows more than she's really letting on through the whole thing. I play one of the leads in it. I work along a ton of other Scream Queens that are up and coming in the community. So I'm very excited because a few of them I know personally, and then there's a lot that I've been following for a while, and I get to
Can you
meet them if
drop
we
any
get to make this
names, or is
movie.
that you can't do that?
Jessa Flux is one I can happily drop. She's a
Okay.
very good friend of mine, and she's involved in this project. She's also in Fatal Desires.
Nice. I know a couple of scream queens, like the young lady who does the hosts the 1031 films, Jen Angle. She does a great job, and she's got her own YouTube channel. I've had her on the show a couple times, but yeah, but she's in that scream queen group. But yeah, I'm excited to see something like that. Now, this is something I like to ask creative people, whether they're writers, authors, directors, actors, living or dead. Who would you most want to work with in any sort of project,
Doug Jones.
and why?
He is my character creature idol. That man can step into any different skin and bring that monster to life. And for me, who wants to be a monster and do more monster like roles, he is just this huge role model for me. And I've met him. He is the kindest person I've ever met. He gave me a big hug, a sweet
Nice.
pat on the head. He was so gentle and tender. And just knowing how kind and sweet he is, and then getting to see how amazing he is on film, I would love to work on a set with him and just get to watch like his process, how he gets into it. Is it just automatic? Does he have to brace himself to become these? Like, is there a step-by-step list that he does? I would love to pick his brain.
Well, that's a good answer. A couple more questions. Another one is, do you do you ever see yourself, and maybe you have done this, maybe you've dabbled in it, but do you ever see yourself behind the camera working in a behind the scenes role? And if you have, what sort of things have you done?
So I have helped a little bit behind the camera before. I've held a camera. I've done some makeup for people. I've done a little bit of set design. I do have a producer credit that was donated on my behalf. But I actually have been dabbling in some script writing.
Ah,
And
nice.
earlier this year, while I was on the set of Fatal Desires, I finished writing a short. And I would love to get behind the camera and make the short a reality as early as next year.
Well,
I've
that's
been in communication with a few different people on getting some help with funding, and I have a few people in mind I want to contact in regards to filming it themselves. But yeah, I have a script that I want to make happen. It's at max maybe 10 minutes, and it's
Okay.
only two actors that I need. So I'm really excited.
Well, that's pretty cool. That is pretty. I'd
We'll
love to.
see. Fingers crossed that it gets to happen.
Yeah, fingers crossed for sure. Now, you've you've been in quite a few projects. You've been in quite a few movies, and you've worked with quite a few directors. And correct me if I misstate anything, but I kind of want to know uh, between directors and folks that you've co-starred with, what are some of the differences on sets between different directors? Like I know some probably have their own quirks and mannerisms, but what are some of the differences you've seen as an established actor now working on these sets?
Everybody's different on
Hmm.
set. So when it comes to the filmmakers and the directors, a lot of the differences I'll see is how they manage the scene, um, how many takes they want to take. Do they want to do something for safety? Do they feel more confident that the one shot they did is good? And it just kind of how they handle the day-to-day stressors that happen in filming, because it's going to happen
Hmm.
regardless. Not everything's going to go 100% right. And a lot of the things I'll see is just how the directors will manage it. I can happily say that every director I've worked with has been phenomenal at moving past a problem on set and either making that problem work to their advantage or moving past the problem and making everything work out in the end.
Well, that's good to hear. That's really good to hear. I'm glad. I'm knocking on my desk for you. I'm glad you don't have any super nightmare stories about directors screaming and that kind of stuff. But anyway, we're coming close to the end of the podcast. I want to make sure that you plug everything you want to plug. I'm going to put all the links below. So whatever links you send me to put down there, I don't care what it is. I'm going to stick it down there and people can go find it. But your social media presence is pretty big. I mean, I see you out there all the time. I see your Instagram posts. Yep, yep. But it's getting bigger. So I'm going to be quiet. Plug away, and any link you send me, I'll stick in the notes below.
So, as I stated earlier, I have a few active Indiegogo campaigns right now. One of the most important ones that I have is the Sexy Sorority Sisters of Death, because that one is an all or nothing. That one, if you donate and we don't reach our goal, you will get your money back. So, it's not going to hurt you. And if we reach our goal, you get the movie. So, it's a win win situation for the fans. We hope that we can make the funds to make the movie happen, because I can tell you right now, the script is so fucking good. So fucking good. I really want to see this character happen. But I have that going on. I have my oddity work that I do. I'm doing more conventions for all of that, as well as I have a convention appearance as an actress coming up for Dark History and Horror Con, which you can still get your tickets for that now. That is in November. And I also am working with a comic book company now. So I'm working alongside a couple other friends of mine. For example, Jessa Flux and Sushi Tvet. I get to work with them to represent characters for Ethereal Comics, which I have a link provided in my all my links that I'll send over to you.
Okay.
But we will be launching my comic here next month. I'm still not allowed to talk about which one it is, but I can tell you guys that it's really, really fucking badass. I love this comic. I now own a copy of the first issue. I'm already going to buy a second
Oh,
issue, and I get introduced for the third issue.
well, nice,
But I have
nice.
that going on right now. It's very exciting for me, being a comic book nerd myself and growing up with these style of comics, because my mother collected graphic novels and whatnot. It's very fulfilling because I feel like I'm doing all the cool things I loved as a kid. I'm working in horror, I'm working for comics now, I'm doing oddity artwork. I'm doing all the things I loved as a child.
That's pretty fucking amazing. I was a comic kid too, but I started collecting in the '70s, and my guy was Spider-Man, so I collected everything with his face on it. But anyway, I digress. I could geek out and talk about that shit for another 2 hours, but I won't. And be
I've
sure.
got all of
Oh, go
that
ahead.
going on.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I was gonna
what?
say I've got all of that going on, and then some music video collab stuff coming up soon.
Oh, nice. Can you say the bands?
No, just I can't.
Can't. Okay. All right.
I
Well,
can't say it just in case it doesn't happen.
gotcha.
But I do have some stuff coming up soon.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to check it out. Be sure, again, you're not going to get this copy. Go check out Gush. You can pick up your own copy at banditmotionpictures.com. All their stuff's on sale right now. I don't know how long the sale lasts. This podcast is going to air on October 3rd. So hopefully it's still going on then. But if not, pick it up anyway. It's worth it. A great movie. Alyss and Ellie did a phenomenal job in this film. So kudos to both of you. And Jason was great in it too, but you two drove the movie, and you know, I've seen it 4 times. I'll probably see it another dozen or so. It's that good. It's a great movie. And go support indie horror and support Bandit Motion Pictures. They've got
Yes.
some cool movies out there. We got Harvest Lake, which is a mind trip of a film. I was it was really good, but and I don't want to spoil it for those that haven't seen it, but I was like, what the fuck is that? When I there's this creature in it. Like you like creatures, but there's a particular creature in this, and I'm like, some weird shit going on with that thing. And I am your small town horror author, Charles Campbell. My latest book is called Three Knocks, and you can pick it up at valleyboypublications.com. The cover art is done by John Stoney Cannon, who also did the cover art for The Piano Witch, which came out a year or so ago. So go check my stuff out at valleyboypublications.com, and go check out Alyss Winkler. I'm going to put all her links below, and I'm going to let her say the last goodbye, and take care, guys. See you next time on Horror 421, the podcast. Thank you. Peace.